The name alone, Annabelle, it slithers into your mind, doesn't it? A child's toy, a Raggedy Ann doll. But not just any doll, this one carries a whisper of something else, something cold, something watchful. So when the rumors started, when the whispers turned into shouts online, people listened. They had to. What if she was out? What if Annabelle, the real Annabelle, was no longer contained? The thought was a hook, snagging the imagination, a dark seed planted in fertile ground, the kind of fear that grows best in the dead of night, under the glow of a phone screen. Social media became a frantic bulletin board of dread. Phones lit up, not with good news, but with shared anxieties. Is it true? People typed, their fingers trembling just a little. Has Annabelle escaped? The posts multiplied like unseen spores, from a few scattered mentions to a trending topic. Each share, each comment, added another layer to the growing unease. It was a digital haunting, spreading faster than any spectral form could travel. The doll, they said, was missing, gone from her glass prison, and if she was gone, where had she gone? The question hung heavy in the virtual air, unanswered and terrifying. Fear is a funny thing, it doesn't always need facts. Sometimes a suggestion is enough, a well-placed rumor, a story told with just the right amount of conviction. The idea of Annabelle on the loose was potent. It tapped into primal fears, the fear of the inanimate given life, the fear of malevolence hidden behind an innocent facade. One person heard it, told two more, those two told four. Soon it felt like everyone knew, or everyone they knew. The line between online chatter and accepted reality blurred, as it so often does when panic begins to set in. This wasn't just any doll, you see. This was Annabelle. Her history is a tapestry woven with unsettling threads, claims of strange occurrences, of malice, of a presence that clung to her like dust in an abandoned room. The Warrens, paranormal investigators of some renown, had deemed her dangerous enough for a special case, a blessed confinement. So, the notion of her escape wasn't merely about a lost toy, it was about a potential unleashing, a dark power, untethered. The stories, true or not, gave the rumors a terrifying weight, a weight that pressed down on many minds. Then came the fires. New Orleans, a city with its own ghosts, its own deep-rooted mysteries. In May of this year, 2025, a series of fires broke out. Flames licked at the humid Louisiana air, buildings smoldered, and people, already on edge from the Annabelle whispers, started to connect the dots. Or perhaps they drew new lines where none existed. The doll was missing, fires were raging. Could it be a coincidence? In the heightened atmosphere of fear, coincidence felt like a flimsy excuse. A naive dismissal of something far more sinister at play. The theories spread like wildfire themselves, fueled by the algorithms of anxiety. Social media became an echo chamber of dread. Annabelle is in New Orleans, some declared, she's causing the fires. Images of the doll were juxtaposed with pictures of smoke and flames. Each post fanned the embers of paranoia. It made a perverse kind of sense to those caught in the grip of the story. A malevolent entity, free from its restraints, wreaking havoc in a city known for its spiritual undercurrents. The logic was flawed perhaps, but the fear was undeniably real. The city felt different. The air in the Big Easy grew thick with more than just humidity. It was a fear you could almost taste. Locals exchanged nervous glances, whispers in cafes, on street corners. Had anyone seen a Raggedy Ann doll? An innocent question on the surface, but laden with unspoken dread. The kind of dread that makes you lock your doors a little tighter at night. The kind that makes you jump at shadows. Was she here, moving through the historic streets, unseen, a harbinger of misfortune? The vibrant soul of New Orleans seemed to dim under the weight of this creeping terror. In moments like these, truth becomes a slippery thing. When fear takes hold, it twists perception. It turns shadows into monsters and coincidences into conspiracies. The digital whispers from afar merged with local anxieties, creating a potent brew of panic. Disentangling fact from fiction felt impossible. The city, or at least a significant portion of its online voice, seemed convinced. Annabelle was not just missing, she was active, and New Orleans was her new, unwilling host. The city collectively held its breath, waiting for the next sign, the next unexplained event. The fear intensified. It found a new focal point. Nottoway Plantation, now a resort, but a place steeped in history. A grand old dame of the South standing in White Castle, Louisiana. And then, fire. A blaze at this historic landmark. The timing was, to put it mildly, unsettling. Because Annabelle, the very same doll haunting the digital ether, had recently been in Louisiana. part of a paranormal tour, displayed for those brave enough or perhaps foolish enough to seek her out. The connection seemed too direct, too chilling to ignore. The flames at Nottoway felt like a scream in the night. Public panic, already simmering, began to boil over. If New Orleans was a theory, Nottoway felt like confirmation to the terrified. The doll had been near there. The proximity was damning. It didn't matter that officials would later state there was no link. In the court of public opinion, fueled by fear, the verdict was already in. Annabelle was a wandering curse, a magnet for disaster. The stories spun faster, wilder, each retelling embellished the narrative, painting the doll as an almost omnipotent force of ill will, leaving a trail of dread and destruction in her wake. Meanwhile, far away in Connecticut sits the Warrens Occult Museum, or, as it's now known, the New England Society for Psychic Research, NESPR collection. This is Annabelle's usual haunt, her designated prison. A place filled with objects deemed too dangerous, too spiritually contaminated for the outside world. She resides there, or so the story went, behind glass. Specially contained, regularly blessed. The museum itself is a legend, a repository of the strange and the sinister. Its very purpose is to keep things like Annabelle, not to let them out on ill-advised field trips without extreme care. The contrast was stark. The image of Annabelle, safely locked away, versus the terrifying specter of her roaming free, leaving chaos in her path. Officials connected to the Nottoway resort and the tour quickly tried to douse the flames of rumor. They confirmed there was no evidence linking the doll to the fire. No supernatural arsonist in a Raggedy Ann dress. But fear, once it takes root, is a stubborn weed. For many, the official denials were just that, denials. Words against a feeling. A feeling that something wicked was indeed walking the earth, or at least rolling ominously from place to place. Then a voice of reason emerged from the cacophony. Dan Rivera, associated with NESPR, the custodians of the Warren collection, he understood the fear. He knew the power of Annabelle's legend, and he knew the truth. In a world saturated with digital misinformation and escalating panic, sometimes what you need is simple, undeniable proof. A clear image, a steady voice. Rivera decided it was time to show, not just tell. He aimed to pull back the curtain of fear and let a little light shine in, a necessary act before the panic spread further. Rivera did something refreshingly direct. He filmed a video, no fancy effects, no dramatic pronouncements, just him and the doll. There she was, Annabelle, instantly recognizable. And where was she? Not in New Orleans. Not lurking near the Nottoway plantation, she was right where she was supposed to be. Safe and sound, if you can call it that, within the Warrens Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut, behind her glass, unblinking, still. The video was a digital sigh of relief for some, a pinprick to the balloon of fear for others. The video spread online, though perhaps not with the same viral ferocity as the initial fear. Good news rarely travels as fast as bad. A Facebook user shared Rivera's footage, captioning it with a sense of weary relief and a lingering touch of unease. It is not lost, the post read, and here's Dan Rivera with NESPR proving she is back home inside the museum in Connecticut. For now. That for now says a lot, doesn't it? The immediate panic might subside, but the legend, the inherent creepiness of Annabelle, remains. She was home. But the idea of her escaping again would always linger. So the truth, as it often does, turned out to be more mundane than the fiction. Annabelle was not missing. She had not embarked on a fiery tour of Louisiana. She was, and is, located in Connecticut, within the museum that has housed her for decades. The rumors were just that, rumors, amplified by the echo chamber of the internet. As of May 2025, she remains secured. Her next scheduled public appearance, for those who dare, is a tour destination in San Antonio, Texas. The panic has subsided, but Annabelle, the doll, the legend, waits, always watching.